government of Saudi Arabia is spearheading a momentum for change in the global workplace. I'm Andrew Wilson from Reuters Plus, and I'm here at the Global Labour Market Conference in Riyadh. It's a conference that unites industry leaders, policymakers, and experts in discussions about the ever-changing workplace, and it explores the challenges and changes we all face on the horizon. Today, I sit down with His Excellency Ahmad bin Sulaiman Al-Rajhi, the Minister for Human Resources and Social Development in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the man responsible for bringing more than 45 Labour ministers together under one roof. Your Excellency, great to see you. Thanks very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
First of all, tell us about the GLMC. What's the significance it has and what would you like it to achieve?
Well, Global Labour Market Conference, this is the second edition. It is under the generous patronage of King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and definitely this sponsorship puts the conference in a very premier situation when it comes to a think tank conference. We are lucky to receive here decision makers, innovators, leaders, and experts where they collectively discuss certain issues related to labor markets and comes with some conclusions. This year we have collaboration with the World Bank, which is international organizations, ILO, and the United Nations Development Programme. Now, these cooperations and the discussions, the focus of this conference, it will focus mainly on the skill mismatch, you know, the skill issue and the issues between the employers and what skills do we need. This is now, we are now trying to discuss the issues, and you know, the AI developments which is happening nowadays, it's putting everybody at risk and concerned about the future of the job. How can I make sure that my skills will be I would say, it will be fit for the future requirements. This is now we are discussing these issues. The second issue we are discussing, which is pressing also, is the demographic change for people and how this can impact the labor market.
I've heard a lot about the Ministerial roundtable. What are the key outcomes you want from that?
We are pleased this year. We have received 46 ministers, and this is the Ministerial Roundtable. It is part of the conference. Last year we had it as well. Now this year the focus of the meeting was youth employment, and just to give numbers, the number of youth who are not employed, the unemployment rate is reaching up to 13%, and also the amount of youth who are not in work or they are not employed, they are 67 million, which is a big number, and this is challenging, and we need to focus on it. Also, if I want to give statistics, the NEET, which is the people who are not in education, employment, or training, they are as high as 11%. And some countries it reaches as high as 20%. Now, we had the meeting this morning from 46 ministers from Europe, the Americas, Asia, and Africa. We heard about very successful models and very successful initiatives that has been done in some countries where they have overcome some of the issues related to unemployment of youth. But also we heard from some countries that they have challenges with this subject. So we have agreed that there is a lot to be done, and this conference, which is going to happen in the coming 2 days, where we made sure that the sessions, the experts who are here, the CEOs, the leaders, that they will discuss the issue, and hopefully that we will be benefiting out of this subject in the coming 2 days.
And of course you have a growing membership and you're hosting the conference here. What role would you like to see Saudi Arabia playing in all this?
Well, Saudi Arabia, since the inception of Vision 2030, we have done a lot of initiatives related to youth employment. We had a labor market strategy which has been approved by the Council of Ministers in 2020. So far, we have implemented 80% of that strategy. And we have seen the result of that. Just for you to see the numbers, in Saudi Arabia today we have 2.4 million Saudis in the private sector, where they were 1.7 million in 2020. So in 4 years' time, we have a net incremental number of Saudis, which is 700,000 Saudis, male and female. The women participation is a very successful story in Saudi Arabia. When the Vision 2030 started, there were 20% participation of women. Today, our target was to reach 30% by 2030. Today, we are 36%. So this is another, I would say, big achievement. And this proves that the Saudi caliber, whether it is men or women, they want to engage with the vision, and they want to contribute to the workforce. And we also have seen other models of contribution, which is we focus not only for the job seekers, but also the employees, the Saudis who are on job, who are needs to be trained for skilling and upskilling and reskilling. So we have done an initiative called WAD with the private sector, with a promise to deliver 3 million training opportunities for Saudis on job training. Now, so far we have implemented 1.5 million. This initiative from now until 2028, we have now commitment for 3 million training opportunities for Saudis.
I was going to ask you about action, because discussion and research and a large membership is one thing, but of course the crucial thing is to have action following such a meeting, such a conference.
Well, we have, as part of our duty as conference organizers, we had planned since last year to come up with some initiatives. And as you said, to walk the talk, to make sure that it's not only a theoretical discussion, but also practical initiatives. We have 2 initiatives for this year. The first one is called Labor Academy. It's a labor academy. It's an international academy with the World Bank. And this academy, it focuses on the policy makers and how they can have the tools and the requirements to have a policy. It's mainly for government officials. And the phase 1 of that initiative, now we have already started 50 individuals that has been trained as policy makers who has been trained. Our target for next year, which is the second phase, to have 200 policy makers to be trained. And the third year, it will be 300 policy makers. This academy is going to be in Riyadh, and we will continue to support it to make sure that we are not only making sure that our labor market at Saudi is in a situation where it needs to be, but also we give as a conference some outreach to some of the countries who need that support. The second initiative that we are also having to be delivered in this conference, which is the future jobs and the future work for talent and the requirement for that. It's a report. That report is now out for everyone to benefit from. So if you want to have a strategy or a vision or a labor market, I would say future of labor market, this report will help you to know how the future will look like, and it will give you insights to help you to achieve your targets.
And to those who can't be here, to that global audience looking at this conference, what's your message to them, Excellency?
Well, thank you for this question. I would say we are delighted. This year we have welcomed 5,000 participants from 100 countries. Last year we welcomed 2,000 participants from 40 countries. So this shows you the incremental number of participants in 1 year. And this shows that the importance of the conference, as well as the importance of the subject, which is the labor market and the issues and the challenges and the pressing challenges of the labor market. So I would tell them, please join us next year if you did not join. Also, they can now access the conference through our conference app. But at the same time, if they cannot join next year, we hope to see them to make sure that this is not only a conference for certain number of countries, it's for everyone to benefit from, for any labor market challenges that they might face.
Ahmad bin Sulaiman, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
His Excellency Ahmad bin Sulaiman Al-Rajhi talking about the government's call for international collaboration. Join me for more in this series, Shaping the Future of the Labour Market, when we'll be speaking to other thought leaders and experts at the GLMC.